Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Carole and Tuesday episode 7. So, last episode, they finished up their one song at the club that Roddy got them to play at. And Gus comes over and tells them that he had just secured their next gig, which is at that festival he was trying to get them to play at the beginning of episode 6. No, at the beginning of episode 5. But couldn't get them to play at because he couldn't negotiate with the guy properly. He wasn't going for it. He didn't want a couple of newbies just showing up and playing at his festival when they didn't have any gigs played at. Like, they didn't have anything he can check out to see if they would be good enough to at least go to the beginner stage, the rookie stage. He was the one who called that the owner of the bar, and she handed it over to him, and he got them to perform on the main stage, which probably wasn't such a good idea. But he's trying to get them something to get a little more exposure, and got them to, as a backup for the main stage. There was a group. Oh God, what was the name of the group? I can't remember the name of the group, but it's like a metal group, and the lead singer he's been having some alcohol problems, but has apparently been doing well with rehab, but it didn't look like he was going to be able to perform. So they wanted to have a backup in case he wasn't able to. So he contacted the owner of the club, and she gave it over to Gus, and that's how this all happened. So they're basically backups. If the guy is unable to play or does not show up, then they are going to take over. The guy does show up to the event. He is completely wasted. Hands are bloody. Looked like he had gotten into a fight or something. And it was looking like they would be playing. For some of the episode, they were avoiding Erdogan, who was at the festival. He was performing. And they didn't want him to see them because they have kind of a bad history together. If you remember, Tuesday almost burned down his house. That and they didn't, but because of their music video, one of his cars got destroyed. Anyway, as they're running away from him, they end up in this trailer for this other artist who's... God, what was the guy's name? Skip, I think is what it was. He walks over to them because somebody said, "Hey, there's a couple girls here for you." And he walks over and he sees them, and he recognized them. He watched the video that Roddy had put up, so he knew who they were, and basically told them, there were a lot of artists who start out in music who end up changing their sound or changing the way they are because they feel like they let the fame get to their head and they just forget who they were and stuff like that. And he said that they still have what it takes to be a great band and stick to who they are and to not forget where they come from and stuff like that. Basically gave them advice. And then he walks off because his set was up, so he had to go and perform. Oh God, what is the name of the other girl? They know who she is. They mentioned her at the end of during episode 1 when they're talking about things they like. Or maybe it was episode 2. It might have been episode 2. God, what was her name? Let me see this. Tuesday. Crystal, that was her name. Okay. So, apparently, Skip and Crystal had a history. Romantic history, apparently. And they run into each other as he's going up on stage, and they chat a little bit, and he tells her to stick around for the first song because that's her song. And basically, it was a song about her and how she's the one that got away, and he's trying to tell her that he thinks they should give it another shot through this song. And after him, that rock band was supposed to go up, the metal band, but the guy is like freaking out in the back. It does not look like he's going to go up. So Gus tells them that they're up. They have to get on stage and play. So they're getting ready. Tuesday is super nervous and says that she can't do it. And Carole runs over to a table, grabs a bottle, and hands it to her, thinking it's water. But it was for this artist. I think his name's Jason or something like that. It was alcohol. I don't know what kind, but Tuesday just drank almost a full bottle, or maybe even a full bottle of alcohol. She chugged the whole thing. And she just runs out on stage. And Carole is chasing after her. And they get out there. And they just bomb. They're trying. They're playing their song. But the crowd is just completely against them because the band they came to see is not there. And so they're throwing cups at them and booing and yelling. And I mean, they continue to play their song up until I think his name's Jason, I'm pretty sure that's his name, comes out on stage and starts singing. And then they go off, where they're incredibly upset. This is the first time they've done a show or anything where they had been treated so badly. Tuesday was crying. But Crystal comes over and talks to them, telling them that they did a very good job, basically standing their ground and playing even though the crowd was completely against them. And that she believes that somebody out there was touched by their song and will, they had some kind of impact on somebody. And she said that she's one of them. She's somebody that they impacted. They were just completely shocked because, again, Crystal is one of their favorite artists, and she just came over, one, gave them advice and cheered them up, and two, gave them a hug. So they were no longer sad. They were super excited because Crystal just came over and hugged them. Then she came up on stage and sang her song, which was for Skip. Which to me sounded like she also wants to give it another shot. And try, being in a relationship with him again. At least that's how I took it. But Carole and Tuesday are out in the crowd. They're watching the performance. And Carole turns to Tuesday and says that she wants to come back to this venue. She wants to perform there again. After they, are more established and can actually say that they can, after they can get up there and play for the crowd, that people are going to actually know who they are, she wants to come back and play. Maybe even before then. Like, even if they don't know, she wants to come back and play. I don't know. She looked pretty determined to go back. Anyway, yeah, that was the end of that. We did have a little bit with... No, we didn't have anything with Angela in that one. Yeah, we didn't see her at all in this episode. Okay, well, anyway. Let's get into this one. So the video is going to be located over here. And the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.